Ms. Melendez, we'll start with you. Some people have noted a lack of diversity on the city council and on city boards and commissions. What would you do to broaden City Hall's outreach to diverse communities and get more residents involved in civic affairs?
And that is an excellent question and a very true statement. As you look on to the dais, you see 7 men sitting as city council and a male as mayor. To start diversity, just gender-wise, would be great to have a female representation in either council or mayor. What the mayor's office could do in this respect is to reach out to all of the various community organizations from high school, college, all the way up to our everyday population, and get people excited and involved about serving their city. And let's have it, they can always, if you're all about outdoors and park and recreation, maybe you should serve on the Park and Rec Commission. If you're all about child welfare and families, and maybe there's a spot for you to serve on Family Services Association. There are so many wonderful ways to get people involved, but I think you have to find a passion. Find where your passion is and serve there. And I think the mayor's office can do that by reaching out.
Ms. Moreno?
I do think that, you know, being a mayor and connecting with the public is the most important thing that has not happened in our city for probably decades, and it needs to come back. We need to go back to have that quality of life of the small town that we all bought into here. We all made our investments here and to that small town, and now there's too much traffic. You know, people are getting arrested at City Hall. There's just this total disconnect that it takes the public, when they bring an issue to the mayor and the council, it takes years, 13 years, 8 years, 6 years for an issue to even be brought forward, and that needs to stop.
Ms. Martinez?
Well, it is exciting to see that there's 3 women running for mayor. And it is exciting to see also that I had the opportunity, being a 23-year-old Hispanic girl, had the opportunity to sit here and invoke a change. What I would do as a mayor, I would encourage people to serve their city. Just as Ms. Melendez and Ms. Moreno said. Let people know. When my experience in doing this, people were actually worried for me. They're like, they're gonna eat you. You're gonna go face giants. That's not the case, and people need to feel welcome to get involved. You know, young people, Hispanics, Asians, any female, male, there's so many different things that we can do to get involved, and we need to show that.
Councilman Davis.
Well, it is scary to be not only running for office, but holding for office. It comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with some areas that you have to have very thick skin, that's for sure. I think the diversity really starts with encouraging, mentoring, supporting would-be candidates, even though you're in office. I do that now. I actually encourage people to run for office, including me. As I say, you may not win, but it's good experience. Appoint more diversity on the commissions and boards that we have. That's terribly, terribly important. A lot of those appointees can be political, and so we need to take that out of the equation. And then also the attraction of diversity begins with how they are able to support themselves. We have Measure B. Measure B is about pay for the council. Problem that I have in my district, the average age is 32.5 years old, and they cannot afford to be on the council and work at the same time and support a family. The average household is about 2.3 people in Ward 4. And so it's difficult on a $40,000 annual wage. How are you going to get anything other than the elite, which is going to create problems within diversity? We need to make that balance. We need to make that change.
I'm going to follow up on that in a moment. Mr.
You're going to follow up on
Bailey?
Measure B, the $20,000 pay increase to the council?
No, on the salary to the council. I'd like to answer your question.
That's Measure B. Okay.
I'd like to have.
So I believe in serving leadership and leadership by example. Since I've been the mayor, boards and commissions have now better reflect the population as a whole. We've increased numbers in ethnic minorities on boards and commissions, and we need to do a little better job for ladies to encourage them to apply for boards and commissions and to have more of them serving. Our 4 core values in the city of Riverside are that we are diverse, we are inclusive, we are committed, and we are proud. And I believe in those 4 core values. I spend more than half of my time outside of City Hall connecting to churches, to schools, to businesses, to senior centers. I've done more than 240 of these visits, Connect with the Mayor visits and Mayor's Night Outs in the last 3 years. I encourage others to run and get involved in boards and commissions. One example of that is a student of mine from Pauley High School, Chloe Arias, who is now about 30 years old, applied to be on the Human Relations Commission, and I'm proud to say that I just appointed Chloe Arias to that position this last month.
I'm going to ask a quick yes/no question. All I want is yes or no. Do you believe that the compensation for city council should be increased to the point that it would be considered a full-time salary and a full-time position? Yes or no? Sally Martinez?
Not the time.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Not the time, not the right time, and the City Charter Review Commission is a better place for this conversation to be had.
Ms. Melendez?
Not at this time.
Ms. Moreno?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to our next question.